not yet.
Wait until it says you're live.
There, we're live. Good morning, Mesa County. Thanks for joining us online this morning. My name is Kevin McCartney. I'm the chairman of the Mesa County Republican Party, and I thank everyone for your patience. This is going to be a fun experience. We've never had to do anything like this, but you guys are so adaptable, and it's just amazing to us. So God bless y'all, and thanks for joining us this morning. I'm going to call this meeting to order. The meeting of the Mesa County Republican Assembly shall come to order. The time is 9 a.m. Madam Secretary. This time I'd like to call Alden Savoca up to offer an invocation, and then it's going to be followed by Pat Kanda, who's going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So Alden, come on up. Please stand.
Please join me in prayer. Our Father in heaven, we're thankful for this opportunity to gather together today and start the process of choosing those who will govern and rule over us over the next few years. We're thankful for the opportunity we live in a country where we can have these decisions about those who govern us. And we ask that you will be with all of those who will be voting over the course of the next week. You will give them guidance and direction, and that your will be done through their vote. Please be with our candidates. Please help them to do well today. We ask that you choose from among them the ones who you have chosen, and that you would lay your hand on them and help them as they govern to do so in a way that honors you and fears you. And Lord, we are particularly desirous today that you would lay your hand on our country and our nation as the illness that is sweeping our land is upon us, that you would remove it from us, and that you would be with those who are ill, and that you would lay your healing hand on them, and that you would be with those who have lost loved ones to this illness, that you would comfort their families. Lord, we know what you have told us to do for the removal of sickness from our land, that if we would turn back to you and fear you and keep your law, that you would remove sickness from among us. And so, Lord, today as a nation we repent of our sins, and we ask that you would forgive us, and you would turn the hearts of the people back to you, so that this sickness may be removed from us, and that your blessing once more may be on our land. Lord, we ask all these things today in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.
Please stand with me so we can recite the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Pat and Alden. Just a reminder for my crowd here, if you've got a cell phone, please silence it at this time so that we don't have interruptions of our speakers. Everyone may be seated now. We're going to get on with the meat of our assembly. And so I'm going to call our secretary up, Barbara Brewer, to read the call, please.
All right, let me turn down my phone. Excuse me, sir. The second amended official call of the Mesa County Republican Assembly pursuant to election laws of the state of Colorado, notice is hereby given that the Mesa County Republican Assembly, the 21st Judicial District Assembly, and the 55th Representative District Assembly will be held Saturday, March 21st, 2020 at the Mesa County Republican Party headquarters, North 23rd, at 9 a.m., beginning sharply at 9 a.m. Nomination and designation of candidates for the County Office of Commissioner District 1. Nomination and designation of candidates for the County Offices of Commissioner 3. Nomination and designation of candidates for the 21st Judicial District, District Attorney. Nomination and designation of delegates, nomination and designation of candidates for the 55th State Representative District. Nomination and designation of delegates and alternates to the 54th State Multi-County District Assembly to be held Saturday, March 28th. See the official call from them for time and location. Nomination and designation of 153 delegates and 153 alternates to the 3rd Congressional District Assembly to be held Friday, April 17, 2020 at 3 p.m. at the Westminster Marriott in Westminster, Colorado. nomination and designation of 153 delegates, 153 alternates to the Republican State Convention to be held Saturday, April 18, 2020 at 9 a.m. at the First Bank Center in Broomfield, Colorado. Such other business as may properly come before the Assembly. The Mesa County Republican Central Committee has fixed the following number of delegates and alternates to participate in the County Assembly as 435 delegates, including elected officials and delegates as set forth in the county bylaws, and 405 alternates. Signed, Kevin B. McCarney, Mesa County Chair, and attested by Barbara A. Brewer, Mesa County Central Committee Secretary. Thank you. Yeah,
Thank you, Barbara. The Assembly and Convention of the Mesa County Republican Party is convened pursuant under the authority of the Colorado Revised Statutes 1-3-103 and 1-4-602, the bylaws of the Colorado State Republican Central Committee, the county Republican bylaws, and other relevant provisions of Colorado law, including HB 20-1359. My name is Kevin McCarney, and I serve as the chairman of the Mesa County Republican Central Committee. I would like to thank each of you for attending today via the email and internet. It's an awesome experience we're going to try out, and for your participation in this important assembly. Short remarks about things that are going on real quick. So I'm going to run this really quickly so that we can get you guys about your business today. By way of information, the principal purposes of the Assembly Convention is the designation of candidates and/or candidates to the primary ballot for county positions, Commissioner District 1, Commissioner District 3, Judicial District 21, District Attorney, and the 55th State Representative District, the ratification of elected precinct committee people chosen in the precinct caucuses, the ratification of delegates to the higher assemblies, including state, congressional House districts, and the 21st Judicial District Attorney, and to consider and adopt various resolutions, and the transaction of such other business as may properly come before our assembly. The voting membership of the County Assembly Convention consists of the delegates elected at the county caucus and other such delegates, including, if applicable, ex officio delegates apportioned by the county and/or district precincts by the Executive Committee, Subcommittee, in accordance with delegate apportionment plan previously adopted. The chair of the Central Committee has appointed and asked you, without objections, to ratify the following individuals to serve in the following capacities for the purpose of this assembly. Our assembly officers are Chairman Kevin McCarney, our first vice chair, Parker King, second vice chair, Alden Savoca, Secretary Barbara Brewer, and Treasurer Pat Conda. Following committees: the Credential Committee's chair is Alden Savoca. Serving as additional members of the Credential Committee are Barbara Brewer, Gary Brewer, and Pat Conda. The Teller Committee, chaired by Parker King. Serving as additional members of the Teller Committee are Andrew Weber, Alden Savoca, Darby Savoca, Barbara Brewer, and Pat Conda. In addition, each candidate for the elective office will also be allowed to select an observer to come and observe the counting of the ballots. The Rules Committee Chair, Kevin McCarney. Serving additional members of the Rule Committee are Parker King, Alden Savoca, Barbara Brewer, and Pat Conda. The Candidate Certification Committee Chair is Barbara Brewer. The Resolutions Committee Chair, Jeff McCloskey. Additional members on the Resolutions Committee were Bobby Daniel and Craig Andrews. The Sergeant at Arms today is Cody Anderson. Corey, I'm sorry, looking at Cody, that's fine. Corey Anderson. The timekeepers are Pat Conda and Parker King, and our parliamentarian is Rose Puglisi. The chair will entertain a motion to ratify the Assembly Convention officers and committee.
So moved.
Do I get a second?
Second.
Moved in second, all in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. The ratification of the officers and committee of the Assembly and Convention are adopted. We don't have any elected officials that I'm going to introduce at this time. So the first item for our business is the report of the Credentials Committee, chaired by Alden Savoca. The chair recognizes Alden Savoca for the Credentials Committee for the purpose of the Credentials Report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Their Credentials Committee report shows that we have 367 eligible delegates, of which, according to the Mesa County bylaws, are 31 at-large delegates. There are also 13 alternate delegates who were elevated to delegate status from their respective precincts, as their precincts did not have full delegations and did have alternates available to elevate. thereby giving us a total of 380 voting delegates for the County Republican Assembly Convention and 21st Judicial District Assembly Convention, and that of the 55th State Representative District comprising precincts 30 through 57, there are 187 properly elected delegates that are eligible to vote. On behalf of the Credentials Committee, I respectfully move to the adoption of the Credentials Report.
Thank you, Alden. As the adoption of the Credentials Report has been moved by the Chair of the Credentials Committee, the motion does not require a second. The question before the body is the adoption of the Credentials Report. Are you ready for the question?
Call for the question.
All in favor of adopting the Credentials Report, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. The Credentials Committee report is adopted. The chair finds that a quorum has been established. And just for you folks watching online, this is business that we have to do to be in compliance with the state regulations. House Bill 20-1359 gave us a lot of leeway as far as quorum and everything like that. So please keep, the interesting things are coming. We're trying to get through this as fast as we possibly can. Next up is a report of the Rules Committee. The next item of business, rules and agenda govern the conduct of the Assembly and Convention. As chair of the Rules Committee, I move that we dispense with the reading of the rules and agenda and move to the adoption of the rules and agenda as printed and distributed. Question before the committee is the adoption of the rules and agenda and the waiver of their reading. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the rules and agenda are adopted. Now we come to the fun part. Designation of candidates to county commissioner. How many folks do we have online here? Almost 200. Awesome. Awesome job, folks. The next order of business is designation of Republican candidates for the office of Mesa County Commissioner to the June 2020 primary election ballot in accordance with Section 1-4-61 of the Colorado Revised Statutes and relevant party rules. The order of nomination and designation, we're going to go District 1 first, then we're going to do District 3. I declare that the floor is open for nomination for the office of Mesa County Commissioner. District 1 and District 3 allow each candidate 7 minutes total for the purpose of nomination, speech, and candidate inspection speech. Candidates have to receive 30% or more of the ballot votes cast by the delegates to be certified by the Assembly Convention and tallied by the Assembly Convention Teller Committee. If the candidate is unopposed, the chairman shall direct a vote by acclamation. The nominations for Commissioner District 1, I declare the floor open for nominations for the office of Mesa County Commissioner District 1. And by Ryan, we did earlier. My first candidate is Jackie Stafford. For the purpose of nomination and second, the chair recognizes Jackie and her contingency. Come on up.
I'm Mark Stafford, and I nominate Jackie Stafford for, I'm from Precinct 29, and I nominate Jackie Stafford for County Commissioner District 1. Lifelong resident, has held a number of positions, Youth Water Board, 22 years. She was Civil Rights Commissioner for 12 years. And she can handle the job.
I'm Mark Means, District 29. I nominate Jackie Stafford for County Commissioner, District 1. I think she's the one for the job.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm here to ask. I am running for County Commissioner District 1. I ask for your support, and I'm asking for your vote. I know Mesa County and have worked hard in Mesa County electing Republicans. I've worked on many local, state, and national elections. And yes, Ray, I worked on your campaign. And you need to fulfill your term as state senator. I know $100,000 looks good, better than the $30,000 you are now making it as a state senator. But you need to fulfill your term and make your commitment that you asked to run for. My late husband and I started a business in Mesa County. We built it with one dozer up to $5 million worth of equipment. We employed over 200 employees, paying top wages, doing roads, dams, working for the energy people. We know them inside and out. There's one thing about being self-employed. There literally is no quitting time. Problems will be solved or you lose your home. We worked hard to build our business, and we ran it for several years until my husband got sick and had to cut back, and we cut back. We never have declared bankruptcy. We've been through ups and downs in Mesa County all of our lives, and we succeeded. I started a real estate company, and I'm still working there. I enjoy working and helping people find homes in Mesa County and realize their dreams. I am asking for your vote today. I need to get your vote to get on the ballot. I understand government from a taxpayer's point of view. We need a leaner government, and we need more responsible actions from the government employees. I have been an employer, and I know what it takes to make the budget work. We had huge jobs. So budgets don't scare me. Millions of dollars don't scare me. We made millions, and we paid taxes on millions. I would like to represent you as Mesa County's commissioner. I know I can do the job, and I am asking for your support today. Thank you very much.
Hang on. Thank you, Jackie, and thank you, nominees. For the purpose of nomination and second, the chair recognizes the following people. I went and grabbed them. Oh, make sure they're here. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Jackie Stanford has been nominated, advanced to the ballot. Pardon? No, advanced to our ballot for the convention. Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate it. Are you ready, Cody? Okay. So the chair recognizes the following people: Phyllis Hunsinger, Bob Cook, and the nominee is Cody Davis. Please come on in.
Good morning. It is my honor to nominate Cody Davis for Mesa County Commissioner, District 1. Since I've gotten to know Cody, I realize that he not only talks the talk, he walks the walk in his personal life and in his professional life. As a fifth-generation native, he knows how important farming and energy production are to Mesa County. He believes that the focus of the county commissioners needs to be on jobs, responsible growth, and public safety, while keeping county government as small as possible. Cody will bring conservative values to the office of County Commissioner. We need young, energetic, innovative leaders if we are to have the very best governance in our county, and I believe Cody is the best choice. Again, it is my honor to nominate Cody Davis for Mesa County Commissioner, District 1.
Phyllis, will you just introduce yourself and what precinct you're from?
Phyllis Hunsinger, Precinct 47, excuse me.
Good morning. My name is Bob Cook, and I represent Precinct 48, and I'm here to second the nomination for Cody Davis as Mesa County Commissioner. I believe Cody Davis is a young man with wisdom beyond his age. I have sat with him on boards, and I have noticed without distinction his keen insight for finance. He is a successful businessman that I believe is the kind of young man that we need as a Mesa County Commissioner. He has a keen insight for finance. He also has a strong marriage and family. He and his wife, Alana, have fostered and adopted children. They are aware of that system. Lastly, Cody Davis is a man of great faith, and I have great confidence in his ability to lead us with integrity and honesty. Thank you.
I accept the nomination for County Commissioner. Good morning, everybody. Not the circumstances we expected, but we'll make do. My name's Cody Davis. I'm running for County Commissioner, District 1. I want to get straight to it and tell you why I think I'm the best candidate for this position. Ray Scott has done a great job at the state, and a few months ago, he sent out an email that said, I'm an inexperienced candidate. I couldn't agree more. I have no experience in politics. And I think I have the right experience for the right time for Mesa County. For most of my adult life, I've been right here on the ground floor in Mesa County, creating jobs, making payroll, raising kids, sitting on nonprofit boards and commissions and roundtables, running kids to soccer, attending city council meetings, and developing large, complex budgets and living by them. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a fifth-generation native to the Grand Valley. My great-great-grandparents moved out here in the early 1900s in search of opportunity. And that's exactly what the Western Slope afforded them. An opportunity to farm, an opportunity to better their lives through work, and to build for themselves both worth, self-dignity, and worth. This is what Mesa County is all about. The opportunity to thrive. Not for more government regulation or taxes or fees or more bureaucrats telling us how to live or when to live our lives, but the ability, the freedom, and the opportunity to thrive, to make our own decisions. And that's what Mesa County stands for. Now, we may face some tough times here in Mesa County in the near future, and we need strong, principled leadership. In 2008, I started my own home building business shortly after my dad told me he would not let me join the family business because he wanted me to earn my own way in life. I started my business in one of the worst economic times in the last 40 years. I know what it's like to make payroll on a credit card. I know what it's like to make payroll, pay your bills, pay your employees, pay all your taxes, and then have nothing left for yourself. I know how to build a business and be successful in lean times. It takes leadership and it takes sacrifice, and I'm prepared to do both. I know how to be fiscally prudent in times of crisis and still promote growth. I'm engaged in this community. I believe I will serve this community well. I will provide fresh, bold, innovative solutions that recognize the proper role of government. That's what Mesa County needs as their next Mesa County Commissioner. A little bit about me. What makes me tick? As Pastor Bob said, I do believe in God. My hope and my faith are seated in his divine plan, and I pray every day for his spirit to guide me in both humility and wisdom. My wife, Alana, I wish she could be here today. She's home with the kids. My wife, Alana, is my #1 supporter. We've been married for 13 years now, and I would not be the same person without her. Alana, thank you, and I love you for all you do. We have 5 wonderful children. We have 2 biological children, and we've served as foster parents for 10 years now and had over 14 kids in our home. And we've had the honor, the privilege to adopt 3 of those kids into our home and forever break the cycle of drug abuse, mental health issues, physical and verbal abuse that existed in the world that they were born into. I believe adoption is the heart of God. And we've learned more about ourselves, our faith, and our community by serving these children. I believe the family unit is the most important and basic unit in America, and we need to protect that institution. Finally, I want to thank you, the delegate, active members in your community, and citizens of Mesa County. I am absolutely humbled by the support you've given me. For that, I promise to stay true to my guiding principles and never put position over people. I promise that I will not be all things to all people, and that I will speak the truth, even when it hurts. But I will do so in a kind, loving, and deliberative manner. I promise to always engage with you, the voter, and be available for questions. And finally, I promise to make the case for conservatism, free markets, the founding principles of this country, Second Amendment rights, and the right to life whenever the opportunity presents itself. Here's my bottom line. I'm going to ask for your vote today. I believe I am the most qualified candidate for this position. Vote for me. A vote for Cody Davis is a vote to keep Ray Scott in the Senate, where his years of political experience can actually have influence, and where we elected him to serve a full term not 16 months ago. I'm Cody Davis. I'm running for Mesa County Commissioner, District 1, and I'd love to have your support. Thank you, and may God bless Mesa County.
Scooty?
Yeah, slide it back a little bit, I want it to fall off.
Good, thank you. Cody Davis' name is placed in nomination for County Commissioner District 1. Is that better? We're winging it just like you at home. And again, I thank you all so much for being here today online. And God, we wish we could have done this at a big party where we could all celebrate. Our next candidate to speak for the purpose of nomination and second, the chair recognizes Bobby Daniel and Ray Scott for County Commissioner District 1. We have cinnamon rolls, you don't need to eat your speech.
Hi, I'm Bobby Daniel. I'm a delegate from Precinct 42. It is my honor to nominate Senator Ray Scott for Mesa County Commissioner, District 1. The things that have always stood out to me is Ray's willingness to stand up and fight for our conservative way of life. And on the other side of that same coin, his remarkable ability to forgive quickly and offer a handshake to others to get things done, which often reminds me of our great president, Donald Trump. Senator Scott is a fighter we need here at home, who was raised right here on the Western Slope, born in Rancho, Colorado, where his first jobs were in the oil and gas industry. With his 20 years of small business experience, it only solidifies what we know to be true. Bigger the government, the smaller the individual. When we all went through our terribly dark time with recession of 2008, Ray had the vision and the resolve during that time to fight back against the progressive left and run for office. Since then, he has been a wildly successful legislator because he has done exactly what he said he was going to do: vote conservative. One of Senator Scott's greatest strengths is to have the God-given wisdom to be 5 steps ahead of the left. Today, Ray is using that wisdom to run for county commissioner because he knows the left has brought the fight to our own backyard. I am proud of our Republicans running for local office, and because we have some incredible people throwing their hat in the ring. With all the candidates we can vote for today, we can't forget the battle that lies ahead of them. Nationally, the left has no leadership to speak of, but that is the reason they will dump tons of money and try and take control locally. And at the end of the day, we are here to do our best to elect the best candidate to go up against the left. Ray is that candidate. He will use his wisdom, resolve, and fight to win and protect Mesa County again in these uncertain times. That is why it is my pleasure to nominate Senator Ray Scott for Mesa County Commissioner, District 1.
Thank you, Bobby. That was very kind words from you. I appreciate that, and I do accept the nomination for District 1 County Commissioner. Good morning, delegates. I'm sorry we can't be together. This is kind of an unusual setting, but extraordinary circumstances have forced us to take measures to protect public safety. So here we are in a video type conference system that I think will serve us well into the future. First, I want to thank all the folks with the GOP volunteers that are doing hard work in this very thankless and it's necessary work, so thank you so much. Experience is the word of the day. And as your senator, and now your candidate for Mesa County Commissioner District 1, you can count on my diverse experience that is well suited to be your commissioner. This is a job interview, remember that. You are tasked to taking a first look at the candidates and then recommending to the rest of the party who should be on the ballot for 2020. That is your job. This is no small task, and your service is commendable. My qualifications go far beyond serving as your state senator or your state legislator. I have worked in ranching, truck driving, pipeline operations, land development, home construction, and even built a sporting complex. I understand business. I've managed hundreds of employees and signed both sides of a payroll check. I know business, period. Today, as a citizen legislator, I still work. I work in both civil construction and energy. Actually, that's why you elected me in the first place as your state representative, and many more times since then. When you sent me to state government, I had the tools to hit the ground running. I had experience in what you wanted me to focus on. I was the Tea Party candidate. That has not changed one bit. I have fought tirelessly for your freedom, and I've had the honor of killing hundreds of very bad Democratic bills and ideas. And that's quite frankly why Democrats like me so much. You've already trusted my abilities in the Capitol, and you know I am a capable administrator and advocate for Mesa County. That's just a plain fact. But at this time and this place, there is but one question on your minds. What are we going to do about the current crisis? After this crisis passes, who can lead us out of this devastating aftermath of economic and emotional distress? I have dealt with fires and floods of epic proportion, and I have the experience to get the job done. No other candidate you'll hear today, no other candidate will have that on their resume. Ideas and innovation are what make a leader. Outside the box thinking is what is required to go forward when times are tough, and they're about to get really tough for county government. Today, and when elected, it is going to take logistical experience to navigate the face of great need throughout Mesa County. You will need an advocate with government experience to navigate the complex systems that our county will be put at the front of our line. I have those contacts from the president to Congress and state agencies. More importantly, we need someone who is already advocating today, right now, for Mesa County when resources are stretched to our state and our nation. This is not a popularity contest, nor a time to elect anyone that has to be trained. Times have changed. Politics have become a full contact sport, and make no mistake, the Democrats are waiting to see how strong and experienced our candidates will be. Each commissioner must be an independent thinker and not be controlled by anyone else. Thank you for your service as delegates, and it would be my honor to be your selection for Commissioner for Senate District 1. Stay strong, and God bless you.
Thank you, Senator. Are there any further nominations? Oh, I'm sorry, yes. Ray Scott has been advanced to the nomination, put in nomination in District 1. I'm gonna make you come up. Are there any further nominations from the floor? Seeing none, the chair will entertain a motion to close nominations for County Commission District 1.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to close nominations for Republican candidate for Mesa County Commission District 1. All in favor of closing nominations, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Nominations are closed in District 1. We're going to have a little brief break, so if you need to run to the bathroom, get some breakfast, have some coffee, we're going to draw lots for the next set. That'll be Mesa County Commissioner District 3. Hang in there, and thank you guys so much. So don't worry about it.
All right, everyone. YouTube was muted. That announcement was just for Facebook viewers. We can mute our microphone on YouTube, and so we're doing that now because nothing going on in here is needed to be listening, needing to be listened to. So YouTube's muted.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming back in. We've got our order of nominations and everything ready to go. You want to go ahead and make sure, Matt, and then we're ready to come in. Thank you all. Just to share, I got good news this morning. My wife was out shopping and she found toilet paper, so everything's happy at the McCartney household right now, just to share with you. So. All right. So at this time, we're going to take nominations for Mesa County District, Commissioner District 3, and for the purpose of nomination and second, the chair recognizes the following: Duke Wortman, Kim Popick, and nominee Matt Deers.
Good morning, Duke Wortman, Precinct 57. It's a pleasure to be here today and speak for Matt Deers. I've known him a long time. I've known he and Jody for even a longer time. It's an honor to be here today. Matt is a previous administrator for School District 51 and principal out at Palisade High School, a job he proudly held for over 10 years. I have found Matt to be tireless in his work ethic, unquestioned moral character, commendable in his passion for our community, and relentless in pursuit of a clear vision for the future of Mesa County. These are difficult days for all of us, but as a Republican Party, we're going to move forward and keep the process moving forward. I think many of you truly are wondering, what will the county commissioner's spots look like this next year? My sincere hope is that most of you are tired of the status quo and realize that there are things going on that are outside forces on our county that are pushing our county in many directions. And I'd be appreciative if you'd back a guy like Matt Deers for County Commissioner, seat District 3. Thank you. I yield my time now to Matt Deers.
Oh, sorry.
Morning, Kim Popick, Precinct 21. I'm here to second the nomination for Matt Deers. I've known Matt for about 20 years now. And when I was a teenager, he served as my principal in high school. And his passion for education and shaping the youth of our community was obvious to me even then. When I chose to pursue higher education, he became a trusted mentor and eventually hired me as a teacher. During that time, I came to understand Matt's unique ability to grow individuals under his guidance and transform the environment around him. As principal of Palisade High School, Matt led a drastic cultural shift, improving the quality of education for all students as well as the lives of several families in our community. In the time that I've worked with Matt, he's proven himself to be a man of exceptional integrity and grit. The job of Mesa County Commissioner is one which requires not only solid character, but also skillful leadership. Matt knows how to inspire individuals and lift communities. His vision, intuition, and diligence fosters a desire in other people to be better and ultimately improves the community at large. As a young Republican living in a world where conservative values are constantly under attack, I can't envision a more perfect candidate to fight for the needs of our party as well as our county. It's because of that that I respectfully and eagerly second his nomination today. No.
Thank you to Duke. Thank you to Kim. My name is Matthew Deers, and I am running for Mesa County Commissioner in the 3rd District. I want to thank all the delegates for participating today and being a part of this process and sharing your vote. I want to thank Kevin McCartney and his team for putting on this event in very hard circumstances. Nice work, fellas. Again, thanks to Duke and Kim for their nominations and their kind words. I do proudly accept the nomination to be a candidate for Mesa County Commissioner in the 3rd District, because nobody does this alone. I want to thank my campaign team, Ben, Celeste, Megan, Greer, Emily. I want to thank my family for their support, my 30-something kids that are here in town, my parents are in town, and finally to my lovely wife, Joanna. Without her, I wouldn't be standing here today. I've been a leader my entire life. I'm a retired United States Marine Corps platoon sergeant, a graduate of Colorado Mesa University, currently a small business owner, retired high school science teacher and baseball coach, and a high school principal and a District 51 executive director of secondary education. I've had an entire career of essential experience that make me prepared for the job I think a Mesa County Commissioner will do. I have managed large budgets, prioritized neutral spending, project initiatives, negotiated labor and payroll contracts, and provided critical problem-solving times in the times of crisis. As your county commissioner, 3 things. First of all, support the families here in Mesa County. Provide resources, maintain Mesa County services, and ensure public health and safety. I want to manage the challenges of our county to continue to grow as our population grows through economic development and create employment opportunities for our citizens. I want to govern with transparency and earn the trust of the citizens of Mesa County. I want to form a commission of community leaders that will focus on the development of a highly skilled, technically capable, university-trained workforce that will drive an economic change in our county. Western Colorado is a treasure trove of natural resources. I want to continue to create an economic environment that will work with energy industry to harvest these resources safely, efficiently, and effectively. I want to support the agricultural community here in Mesa County, the Mesa County Cattlemen's Association, the Fruit Growers Association. I want to embrace the growing tourism and the core values. I want to lead this in a promising future to promote Mesa County economic wellness through a shared decision-making process. I've been a Republican my entire life. I'm fiscally conservative and a taxpayer Bill of Rights supporter that ensures small government. I support conservative judicial appointments with government with as little government influence as citizens is necessary. These values have maintained and promoted sustained Western Colorado. I feel support of the First and Second Amendments, the freedoms of religion, and the citizens to be self-determined, to find life, liberty, and pursue their happiness. I look forward to the campaign ahead, to the exchange of the ideas and the priorities that value and comes with every individual conversation with Mesa County citizens. Thank you for your engagement today, your patience in this unique time. I appreciate your support, and I want to be the next county commissioner in District 3 for you and for Mesa County. Thank you.
The name of Matt Deers is advanced in nomination for County Commissioner District 3. Can we go get our next set of folks? I think Parker's been. So JJ and Rose. That's good water. The county chair at this time recognizes for the purpose of nomination, and second, the chair recognizes the following: Denny Behrens, Christine McGovern, and nominee J.J. Fletcher.
Good morning, Mesa County Republicans. I'm Denny Behrens, Precinct 31. And I'm here today to bring forth the nomination for J.J. Fletcher for Mesa County Commissioner for District 3.
I accept the nomination, Danny.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, our moral values and our Western way of life are in jeopardy right now. The monster and the ghouls from the Denver swamp have attacked our Western way of life, our values, and we need a commissioner in Mesa County that has the tenacity and the moral standards to protect our county, our economy, our children, and our Western way of life. I truly believe that J.J. Fletcher is that man. J.J.'s family came to this area in the 1880s. And their sweat and their blood has what's helped make this county what it is today. We need a man that has the moral fortitude to bring forth a good economy and to maintain our moral high ground. Ladies and gentlemen, I truly believe it is J.J. Fletcher. J.J.'s vision is a strong, independent economy for Mesa County. Jobs, protecting our environment for our kids, our grandkids, and our economy. We need someone that's going to protect our Western way of life and our water rights. I would ask you to join with me in casting your vote for J.J. Fletcher. Thank you.
My name is Christine McGovern, and I'm from Precinct 16, and I'm here to second the nomination for J.J. Fletcher for County Commissioner for District 3. I come from a ranching family, a hunting guide, small business owner. My family's been in the fossil fuel industry for several generations. And I know that J.J. Fletcher will listen to our concerns, he will hear our concerns, and he will act to keep Mesa County great.
Good morning, Mesa County Republicans. I am J.J. Fletcher, the candidate for Mesa County Commissioner District 3. I am here today to apply for the job. Let me provide you with my resume. I've always been a self-starter, and I like challenges. My children call me the Energizer Bunny. I built 2 businesses in Mesa County by the age of 21. I have 42 years of business experience and 60 years of life experience. I am a conservative, an outsider, and God is my guide. I have served on numerous boards in Mesa County, past chairman of the Palisade Chamber of Commerce, and I currently serve on the board of directors at Harmony Acres Equestrian Center. My family came to Mesa County in the 1880s. We have been here for 7 generations with my grandchildren. Why is that important? I have that same pioneer spirit in my blood, and that gives me that get it done attitude and that never give up spirit. We are currently fighting COVID-19, the hidden enemy. We as Americans have seen our president rise to the challenge. As a businessman myself, I will provide the necessary leadership to tackle the COVID-19 crisis. Our president has said for years we need to bring manufacturing back to our country. Why not Mesa County? We are Mesa County strong. We have seen people take and innovate their businesses with this crisis. They've had to retool and lead the way, with curbside service becoming the norm. In one restaurant in Clifton, selling cleaning supplies with your food order. My hats go off to our educators, providing the necessary leadership to provide students with an online curriculum that will be lesson ready after the spring break. We have become a community again. We are breaking down barriers of party and coming together to rebuild our county. We are seeing our local beef producers and farmers selling products from hamburger to fresh eggs. We need to build from this crisis, and as a county government, provide the necessary leadership and tools to build a thriving economy when the time is right. I am sure our county will have to put together an emergency budget plan and dig into reserves of cash flow to bridge this crisis. I will work with our county staff and commissioner board to bring solutions to this crisis. We have so many opportunities ahead. The Jordan Cove pipeline, for one, drill baby drill. Look at what we already have. We have Colorado Mesa University, the Grand Junction Veterans Center, and natural beauty all around us today. Another issue we need to address is the mental health care crisis in Mesa County. The COVID-19 pandemic is going to add fuel to the fire. We are all in shock. I will work with nonprofits, churches, synagogues, and governments to solve this problem.
We need to form a roundtable group and work together as a community to solve this problem as well. We need to address term limits today. We have term limits for a reason. It's time to bring in a new commissioner with new ideas and solutions for our county. We elected a businessman to be our president. It's time to elect a businessman to be your next Mesa County Commissioner. As I talked about all the things that make our county unique, I left out one thing. And it could be the most important thing. It's you, the people of Mesa County. We are Mesa County strong, and I have your back. Thank you.
Thank you, JJ. JJ, you took one of my pages. Oh. What do you think? There we go. Thank you. God, it would be bad if I didn't have a script. I think Barb Brewer would probably tackle me and knock me down. So, the name of JJ Fletcher has been moved to nomination in Mesa County Commission District 3. Yeah, please watch yourself. Wouldn't want you to trip on the way to the podium. That would be bad. For the purpose of nomination and second, the chair recognizes the following: Dan Rubenstein and nominee Janet Rowland for Mesa County Commissioner District 3.
I'm Dan Rubenstein. I'm the district attorney for the 21st Judicial District here in Mesa County, Colorado, and I live in precinct 43. I am honored to nominate Janet Rowland for commissioner for District 3. I have known her and worked with her for more than 15 years since we started the Mesa County Meth Task Force in 2004. She's an effective leader because she's a great collaborator. She listens to others and she employs her own Republican values and applies those and makes good decisions. She has been the biggest advocate for our children here in Mesa County and a huge advocate for public safety. It is my honor and privilege to work with her now, and my honor and privilege to nominate her for District 3 for Commissioner. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. I'm honored by your comments, and I accept the nomination. Well, the year was 1887. Grover Cleveland was our president, and Congress had just passed an appropriation of $10,000 for farmers in Texas who were struggling due to the drought. But Grover Cleveland vetoed the bill, saying he saw nowhere in the Constitution that it permitted such a thing. And he added that he believed the charity of our fellow Americans was more than enough to meet the needs of the struggling farmers. And he was right. Shortly after the veto, the leading papers of the day shared the president's call to help the farmers in Texas. When it was all said and done, they raised over $100,000, more than 10 times what Congress sought to appropriate. Because despite all the rhetoric about needing government-funded socialist programs to solve our problems, the truth is, community solutions work. That's been my philosophy for over 2 decades, and I have a track record to show for it. My name is Janet Rowland. I'm a candidate for County Commissioner in District 3, and I hope to earn your vote. Mesa County has been my home for over 35 years. During my time here, I've been a stay-at-home mom, a social worker, a volunteer coordinator. I did serve as your county commissioner for 8 of those 35 years. And the last decade, I've worked in the nonprofit sector, first as the executive director of CASA here in Mesa County, and now as the national director for Project 127. And through it all, I have always looked for ways to build community partnerships to solve problems. Because as a lifelong conservative, I believe that government cannot and should not be the solution to every problem. I believe when government's faced with challenges, we don't need to raise taxes, we need to raise our expectations. And I have experience doing just that. Dan mentioned the Meth Task Force. In 2005, we were faced with an overcrowded jail. But instead of running and just building a jail right away, we stepped back. We assessed the situation, including the entire criminal justice system, and we determined that what we needed, what the problem was our meth epidemic. So instead of building a jail pod, we built an alternative sentencing facility. This facility had 2 programs. One was community corrections. That's similar to work release, where inmates stay in at night And in the day, they go to work, they get a paycheck, they pay their room and board, they provide for their families, and they pay their taxes. And the other program was a drug treatment program specific to men. Not only did we save over $3 million by building that facility, it operates for about $500,000 less a year, every year since 2007. And on top of the financial savings, those who went through the drug treatment program, 70% of them successfully completed, and 2 years later, they had not been arrested for another crime. This is just one example of my experience in solving problems along with our community leaders. And experience does matter. In this race, I am the only candidate with any experience in county government. But also values matter, and I share your conservative values. Values such as government living within its means. Don't most of you have a budget? Don't you prioritize your needs or your wants? And don't you think county government should do the same? I do. And that's why when I served as your commissioner and we were faced with budget challenges, we didn't come to you for more taxes. We cut spending, and we found creative ways to provide the necessary services. I also share your value of keeping taxes low, and that's why in 2010, when faced with an economic downturn, again, we didn't ask you for more taxes. We gave money back. We eliminated the fees in our planning department to encourage businesses to grow and expand, and we refunded the business personal property tax. We sent back nearly $500,000 into the economy to over 2,000 local businesses. Now we took a little flack from the Daily Sentinel and Jim Spahor over that decision, and that's usually how I know I'm on the right path. I also share your value of looking for solutions outside of government. This is where I have the most experience. From co-chairing the meth task force with Dan Rubenstein and Joe Higgins, to founding the How Are the Children partnership to prevent child abuse, and many others. Just yesterday, I was working with our faith-based collaboration, setting up a call center and online database so we can leverage volunteers in churches and local civic groups to help our neighbors who are struggling right now. And we're doing it all without creating a new government program. I believe our future is bright in Mesa County. We are full of hardworking American patriots who, like our fellow Americans in 1887, don't want more government-funded socialist programs to solve our problems. We see the American dream as being able to provide for our own families with enough left over to help our neighbors. So if you're looking for a candidate who is a problem solver, a candidate who looks for solutions outside of new government programs, if you're looking for a candidate who actually has experience in county government, I submit to you that I am that candidate. I am Janet Rowland, and I would appreciate your vote.
Where are you going, Bigfoot?
The name of Janet Rowland has been placed in nomination for Mesa County Commissioner District 3. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Seeing none, the chair will entertain a motion to close nominations for Mesa County Commissioner District 3.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to close nominations for the Republican candidate for Mesa County Commissioner District 3. All in favor of closing nominations, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Nominations are closed. At this time, I'm going to recess temporarily while we get ready to do Judicial District 21. We're going to have a nomination there, so don't touch that dial. We'll be back, same bad time, same bad station here in just a few minutes for that. And House District 55, plus we have other business to do. So don't get off your computers yet, but you do have some time to get some coffee, go to the bathroom, stuff like that. Thanks. Our convention is recessed temporarily.
What? Oh, in again.
Okay, while we're waiting for our Judicial District 21 folks to get here, because we're running ahead of schedule, thank you guys for that. I'm going to have Alden come up, Alden Savoku, who's the second vice chair. He's going to explain this balloting process. It's pretty easy, but please follow the instructions. So Alden, come on up.
Good morning, everyone. So the way the balloting is going to work is that following this assembly today, there will be a ballot created. It will be a single page ballot. Delegates, if you're a delegate or one of the 13 alternates who've been elevated to be a delegate, you're going to get 2 ballots. And one is going to be the ballot with these candidates on it today. And the other one is going to be the resolutions ballot, which are the resolutions that were voted on at the caucuses and passed on to us. And you'll get 2 ballots. You'll vote the ballot. There'll be instructions that are included with those ballots. It's a single page of instructions. It's as concise and clear as we can possibly make it. Please read those instructions completely before you vote. There's a separate set of instructions for delegates and a separate one for alternates. The one thing that all alternates, even those who are not elevated, are going to get to vote on are the resolutions. Alternates and delegates, everybody gets to vote on the resolutions. And so alternates will actually be voting as well, but just one ballot, just the resolutions ballot. Delegates will be voting a delegate ballot and a resolution ballot. The instructions that you get through email will be designated instructions for alternates, instructions for delegates. So depending on which one you are, if you're a man and a wife and one of you is a delegate, one of you is an alternate, pay attention to that distinction. The email, if you are a household and we have the same email for both of you, then you're going to get an email just directed to you, and it will list which one of you is the delegate and which one is the alternate in the event one has been elevated, so you know exactly what you're supposed to be doing. If you have a unique email and it's not shared with the spouse or with another family member, then you'll either get the delegate email or the alternate email. You'll vote your ballots and put them into an envelope. Now, this is a critical point. When you're putting your ballots into your envelopes, if you have more than one person in your household who's going to vote, one envelope per voter, per delegate, per alternate. Do not mix ballots. Okay, if you're a delegate and you have your candidate ballot and your resolutions ballot, those are your ballots. They go into your envelope, and then they get mailed. Your spouse's ballot, whether or not they're a delegate or an alternate, those ballots do not go in your envelope. If you, as the husband, have 2 ballots, they go in your envelope, that envelope goes out. If your wife is a delegate or an alternate, whether or not she has 2 or 1 ballot, that doesn't matter. Your ballots stay in your envelope, no mixing ballots. And again, delegates are going to have 2 ballots in their envelope, and that's fine, but your ballots go into your envelope, period. You're going to get the email with these ballots on Sunday evening, hopefully earlier in the day, maybe even today. I'm not sure if we can get it done in time, but the plan is just so that everybody knows it's just the published date. We're going to do it on March 22nd. You'll get the email then. If you don't see the email by the end of the day on the 22nd, you need to call. There's a few numbers you can call. I would say just call me, because the office number, nobody's going to be here next week. The office will be closed next week. So my number is 970-623-1272, 970-623-1272. It's on the website if you need to find it there. It will be on ballot instructions if you have a question after you get your ballots, after you get your instructions. But call if you have a question before you vote. Okay, we don't want anybody making mistakes, because we are going to discard ballots if this is done incorrectly. If we get multiple ballots in one envelope from multiple voters, then the ballots are going to be discarded, all of them. On your ballot, they're not going to be, the only people you're going to be allowed to vote for are the people who are on the ballot. The people who are properly nominated here. There are not going to be any write-ins allowed or any other type of voting for people who are not on the ballot. So choose one candidate from one race. If one of these races where there's 3 candidates, if you vote for 2 people, then your votes for that entire race are going to be discarded. Your ballot won't be in that event, but those votes will be. So one candidate per race, period. You have until March 20, Friday of this week, which should be March 27th, I guess. Yeah, because the 28th is Saturday when we're counting votes. So March 27th at 5 p.m. That is the cutoff. That's the last time we're gonna go to the post office and pick up the ballots that are in the PO box. The address to mail these ballots to will be on the instructions, will be on the ballot probably. So, and it's the PO box, you're not dropping them by the office. The office will be closed all of next week, so you cannot drop them off here. So don't show up here or mail them to the office, mail them to the PO box. And after 5 p.m., we'll pick up the last batch of ballots. As ballots are coming in, we'll be credentialing that way. We'll have a team of people here. They'll be opening the envelopes. I'm sorry, they won't be opening the envelopes until Saturday. They'll be putting the envelopes into sealed ballot boxes, which we have from the clerk and recorder's office. And your name, they'll be pulling your name from the outside, checking it off if you have voted, and that will be the credentialing process. That's how we will be determining who votes, and then how many people have voted at the end. There will also be instructions about the way your address should look on the envelope. Your return address is going to have your name, your precinct number, and then the address at which you're registered to vote. If the address at which you're registered to vote has changed since the caucus, or since March 7th, essentially before, which is the address we would have, that's fine. Just put the address at which you're registered to vote on the envelope. I can't think of anything else for now, so we're going to mute, and we'll be right back with nominations for JD 21. Thank you all. Hey everyone, I wanted to jump back in here with one quick point. Most people, we have an email address for most everybody. Most everybody should be able to get this email, but if you know somebody who does not have an email and does not get it, or you're worried about them getting it because maybe they don't have a computer, maybe you know they have difficulty handling a computer or getting emails in your precinct, please reach out to them and make sure that they get this, that they get the ballot. If we have to physically get a ballot to someone who doesn't have an email or computer, that's fine. We're going to do everything we possibly can to make sure that every single delegate gets a ballot, but we're going to need to know if people don't, and that's going to be hard to do sometimes. And so if you know of anybody in your precinct, please just check with everybody who you know in your precinct to make sure they actually get the ballots, because if they don't, we'll make sure they do. But we need to have a way to know that. So thank you.
So again, for the constraints of the rules of what we're doing, we can't start early, unfortunately. So we will have the Judicial 21 and HD 55 coming up right at 11 o'clock. Get a chance to run to the bathroom, have some coffee. I promise I won't stand here and tell jokes, because then you would all leave and we wouldn't have anybody watching. So be back at your computer at about 11, and we'll see you then.
All right, so I need a $20 donation for 2 rolls of
Well, you know,
Okay.
Welcome back, and thanks for your patience, folks. This has been an experience, and we're getting great feedback. Keep making the comments on Facebook and stuff like that. Just going to tell you that if we have a success with this, this is how the whole state's going to handle their conventions. So you guys doing a great job for us, staying with us has been awesome. Keep it up, because we got a couple more things to go through today. So as the chairman of the Mesa County Republican Party Convention, County Assembly, I'm going to recess now and turn this over for candidates in designation of candidates for the 21st Judicial District, District Attorney, and nomination and designation of candidates for the 55th State House District. And I'm going to turn it over to Bo Zirip, who is the chairman of the 21st Judicial District Assembly. Thanks, Bo.
All right, good morning. I am going to call to order the convention for the 21st Judicial District. And my name is Bo Zirip, as Kevin mentioned. I am going to correct him, though. I'm the vice chairman of the 21st Judicial District Convention. Ruth Ehlers is the chairwoman of the 21st Judicial District Convention, but she chose to participate from her home. So we miss you, Ruth. Hello. She's just slightly older than me, and I think she just made it into the high-risk category. I think you have to be 65, and I think she just made it. So she decided to not take the risk, and she stayed home. So joining me also today is Jennifer Springer is in the room. She's the secretary for the 21st Judicial District Convention. And I do want to thank Kevin and the executive committee board for arranging this. I can't imagine how much work has gone into this. And as others have said, it's a thankless job, but we're thanking you today. So it's not completely thankless. Let's see here. So the 21st Judicial District Convention is comprised of the delegates to the Mesa County Convention. All credentialed delegates to that convention will be sent ballots to be mailed to the county headquarters. The purpose of this convention is to designate a candidate for district attorney for the 21st Judicial District to the primary ballot. So at this point, nominations are now open. And I know that there is a nomination to be made by Mr. Matt Lewis, Sheriff Lewis.
Good morning. My name is Matt Lewis, as Bo said. I am your elected Mesa County Sheriff. I'm also in Precinct 47, and I'm here today to nominate my friend and our current district attorney to be the district attorney for the 21st Judicial District. I've had the pleasure of working with Dan our entire careers, good and bad. And I want you to know that there is not a person that works harder to protect your interests and to serve you than Dan Rubenstein. Dan is an innovative public safety leader, works hard to partner with other public safety agencies to do what's right for the residents of Mesa County. He's tough on crime, but he's caring for victims. Criminals who victimize our citizens know that Dan and his office will ensure that they're held accountable and receive appropriate sentences. Victims of crime know that they can count on Dan and his office to care for them and receive justice in their name. Law enforcement agencies, like mine, know that we can count on Dan for his relentless support and prosecuting of our criminals. He knows and takes seriously that he represents us in the criminal justice system, all the residents of Mesa County, and he makes his decisions based on what is right and just for us here in Mesa County. Dan is a statewide leader and impactful across the state in developing policy and good laws that make our communities safer. He's a proven track record and 24 years of experience within the district attorney's office. We're lucky to have a leader of his caliber, dedicated so many years of his life to the service of this county and be available to us to run for this office. He's demonstrated his ability time and time again to run his office in a manner that we can all be proud of. And that's why I'm honored and humbled to nominate my friend and our current district attorney, Dan Rubenstein, to be the district attorney for the 21st Judicial District. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Stephanie Rubenstein, and I am Mr.
Rubenstein's wife, and also a delegate for the precinct 42. I am very pleased to be here today to second the nomination. I have had firsthand experience, whether it's a call in the middle of the night for something that has happened, or how he worries about each and every victim in here in Mesa County. He works tirelessly to bring the best people to work for his office. He is very proud to call himself your attorney. He says it all the time. I hear it all the time, and I know how seriously he takes that. He is also an amazing steward of your taxpayer dollars to make sure that the best people are here, and he cares very much about each and every person. And it's for these reasons that I am very proud to second the nomination.
Thank you. I accept the nomination. As my wife said, I do have the best job of any attorney. I get to represent you, the people of the state of Colorado, specifically those in Mesa County, Colorado. Over the last 4 years, we've had a lot of great victories. We have reconvicted Michael Blagg of murdering his wife. We convicted Lester Jones of the murder of Paige Bergfeld. We've had a lot of other important victories through our office as well. We've tried to focus our attention on the high-risk people. We've tried to focus our attention on those that pose the biggest threat to Mesa County. Just like we focus our attention on the high-risk people, we focus our attention away from the low-risk people. And I'm pleased to announce that we will be launching our first pre-filing adult diversion program on May 1st. And that's a program where the officers have the authority in their discretion to send people away from the criminal justice system and turn the ticket into criminal justice services instead of the court, so we can keep those low-risk people low risk. It gets our victims restitution faster, and it gets a sentence or appropriate supervision on them sooner. We are going to have a lot of challenges over these next 4 years. Our legislature last session decided to make some of our highest public safety risk drugs misdemeanors to possess them and use them. That includes methamphetamine, heroin, ecstasy, fentanyl. And that's going to cause some challenges for us. We're going to need to be innovative like we have been throughout my term. I look forward to tackling those challenges, and I look forward to fighting for you. I do my best work when I know what you want me to fight for and what you think is important. So I would urge you to reach out to us. Call me, email me, and tell me what it is you want me to fight for, because that's when I do my best, is when I go into court each and every day and fight for you and for what you want. I accept the nomination, and I would ask for your support. Thank you very much.
All right, I don't want to forget to make a correction. I said earlier that you would be sent ballots and they would be mailed into the county headquarters. Alden Savoca corrected me. If they are not sent into the party headquarters, they will be sent to a P.O. box, and you'll be getting that information as to the address of the P.O. box. Okay, are there any other nominations for district attorney for the 21st Judicial District? Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to close the nominations and designate Dan Rubenstein as the candidate for the 21st Judicial District District Attorney by acclamation.
So moved.
Could I have a second?
Second.
All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, Dan Rubenstein is the candidate for the District Attorney's Office for the 21st Judicial District. And I think that is all the business that we have. I adjourn.
But this time I'd like to call up, and we're going to bring them in from outside. Well, if you could bring my District 55 folks in, that'd be great. I'm going to call up the Chair of 55th State Representative District Assembly Convention, Marty Chazen, and he is here along with the rest of his board. We're going to pull him in here. So we're still recessed, but we're going to do the second part of this, and then we got a little bit more business. We're going to be done by noon for you guys. You'll be able to relax for the rest of the day. Come on in, Marty.
Good.
So Marty Chazen, Chairman of 55th State Representative District Assembly and Convention.
Hang on one second, I'm going to make an adjustment to the camera.
Thank you, Kevin. Good morning. My name is Martin Chazen. and I'm the chairman for the 55th Representative District. At this time, I'm calling the 55th Representative District Assembly to order. Joining me today is Stephen Acrofresca, Vice Chair for the 55th Representative District. Our Secretary, Ruth Ehlers, will not be in attendance. Mr. Acrofresca will be acting as Secretary for the purposes of these proceedings. Our purpose here today is to designate candidates for the primary ballot. The 55th Representative District includes precincts 30 through 57. The credential report shows a total of 187 total possible delegate votes for these precincts. Speeches for nomination, second, and acceptance will be limited to a total of 7 minutes. When the floor is open for nominations, please step to the microphone and state your name and precinct so you can be recognized. The chair will now entertain a motion to open nominations.
So moved.
Okay. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. I am now opening the floor for nominations. The chair recognizes.
Lori McGinnis.
Okay, the chair recognizes Lori McGinnis. And she is.
Will be available momentarily.
And she will be available momentarily. I leave the precinct.
Hi, I'm Lori McInnes, and I'm with Precinct 54, and it's with great honor and privilege that I'm here today to nominate Janice Rich for House District 55. Janice has, or is currently serving us, finishing up her first term, and I very much feel that she deserves to come on and go for a second term. I'll tell you why. We've been lucky here in Mesa County. Janice has already served us. She's been our county clerk and recorder. She's been our county treasurer. Janice also knows us. She knows our Mesa County values. She knows our water issues. She knows our budget issues. And more than anything else, and most importantly, we know her. Janice is something, she's a common person. She's served us. She's very good for us. Her service today and moving forward in the present also shows us her character of persistence. I believe Janice's best value is that she shows us good old work ethics, just beating the streets, working it out. And I also believe that she brings common sense values. I also feel a good sense of relief having someone that is tried and true, especially a lot of certainty for a very uncertain time in our lives. I know that she is the best voice for us. She's a good Mesa County voice for us that will bring us leadership and quality of service. I ask you to please support Janice Rich for this position. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Steve Rich from Precinct 44. I'm here to second the nomination for Janice Rich's re-election to House District 55. 2 years ago, I referenced a movie, The Right Stuff. U.S. military pilots competed for the few spots in America's first manned space program. They had to have the right stuff to be elected. Janice was elected to House District 55 in 2018. In that short period of time, she's proven to have the right stuff. Janice sponsored and passed 7 bills as a minority member of the House. This year, she's already sponsored 5 bills, which have all passed out of the House. Janice has a proven record, even though she's among the Republican minority.
Today, our state, beginning with the governor, is controlled by the Democrats. We must have proven Republican legislators like Janice. Please join me in voting to re-elect Janice Rich for House District 55. She will continue to fight for our values while facing the sea of lunacy that is our state's current administration. Thank you.
Good morning, and it's nice to be with you this morning, even if it's by Facebook or YouTube. I am Janice Rich, and I'm currently your state representative for House District 55. I want to thank Lori McInnes and my husband for the introduction and nomination. I want to also tell you it has been the honor of my life to represent Mesa County. I don't take it for granted because I know you put your faith in me to go to Denver to do this job, protecting our values and defending our principles. That is what I've tried to do. Now, let me just tell you, each day when I go to the state capitol, sometimes I'm just sitting in my car and I just say a prayer. I ask God to give me the direction that is pleasing to Him and to my constituents. I ask Him for clarity, that I might say the right things, and for wisdom, that I might make the right choices. While we as Republicans are outnumbered in the Colorado House of Representatives, that doesn't mean we can't get things done. I continue to believe we do our best work when we work together, and I try to do that. In my first year, I was a prime sponsor of 7 bills. All 7 bills passed out of the House and out of the Senate with bipartisan support. All 7 bills were signed by the governor. And now in my second year, my first 5 bills to date have passed out of the House, 4 of them with unanimous consent, and the 5th one with strong bipartisan support. Now that said, I have seen firsthand when this legislative body is unwilling to work across the aisle. And then I am reminded, friends, elections have consequences. I don't have to tell you there have been challenging proposals in my first 2 years in the legislature, attempting to do away with the Electoral College, forcing a national popular vote, the red flag law, comprehensive sex education that begins in the 3rd grade, destroying our oil and gas jobs and resources, and this year, repealing the death penalty, unionizing state employees, costing the state an additional $7 million and adding an additional 50 full-time employees to set that union up, gutting our parental rights, introducing a state health option that may very well end up closing rural hospitals. And when we as Republicans try to work across the aisle to make what we believe are bad bills better, each and every suggested amendment we put forward is turned down. That's not what I call working together. Every weekend when I return to Grand Junction, I am reminded what a special place we live in. I would like to keep it that way. This has been my home for more than 47 years. And so even when the days are long and the nights are short at the state capitol, fighting for our values is worth it. Friends, this November 2020 election is fast approaching. In the Colorado State Legislature, more than ever before, we need to keep as many seats as possible in Republican hands. We must all show up, we must all vote, we must win in 2020. In closing, I want to thank you again for the incredible honor to represent you. I'm asking for your support, your confidence, and your vote as your candidate for state representative for House District 55. And if reelected, I will continue to be that strong, consistent, and conservative voice for Grand Junction for all of Mesa County. I'm Janice Rich. I'm running for House District 55. I would appreciate your vote. Thank you.
Mr. Secretary, let the record show that Janice Rich has been nominated and has accepted nomination. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to close nominations.
Mr. Chairman, I would offer a motion that nominations be closed and that Janice Rich be appointed to the ballot by unanimous acclamation.
Second.
Okay, it's been the motion, there's been a motion to accept Janice Rich and to close nominations and accept Janice Rich to the ballot, designated to the ballot for acclamation. And second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you. Okay, I want to thank Kevin McCarney, Chairman of the Mesa County Republican Party, and his executive board for organizing this assembly. These are unusual circumstances and your efforts are very much appreciated. I would also like to thank all delegates who are part of this process. Your participation and patience is appreciated by this board, the candidates, and your fellow Mesa County Republicans. This meeting is adjourned.
At this time, I'm going to reconvene the Mesa County Republican Assembly. And at this time, the next order of business is to ratify delegates and alternates to the 54th State House Representative District Assembly and Convention. I'm calling for the ratification of those persons elected delegates and alternates for Mesa County precincts 1 through 29 to the multi-county 54th State Representative District Assembly and Convention to be held on March 28th. I think the location and the format is going to be determined. Could be at the Orchard Mesa Baptist Church at this time, but that's going to be pending depending on what goes on. The total number of eligible delegates is not written in here for you. Alden?
Yeah, it's 55.
Oh, there you go. 55 delegates and 26 alternates are the total number of eligible voting delegates. So I would entertain a motion to elevate them to.
Well,
We can.
We don't have to.
That's not up to us.
Okay.
it's not up to us.
So
That's how many we're
That's up to
sending.
54. It's up to
We're
them.
sending
Okay.
55 and 26.
we don't have to do that. So we're sending 55 delegates and 26 alternates to the 54th Assembly. Is there any other business to come before the Assembly today? Is there any other business? Hearing none, I'm going to recess this Assembly and Convention until March 28th, 2020 at 9 a.m. when we will have the teller committee count the ballots and we'll post the results of our election. Thank you all so much for listening in on internet today. It has been a fantastic experience. My board has done great work, so I'd really like to recognize them, Barb Brewer, Alden Savoca, Pat Conda, and Parker.
Thanks, appreciate that.
I've been, so be glad you can't see in person because Parker's not wearing any socks today. So he's got a suit coat on, his tie, no socks. But anyway, they've done fantastic work. We couldn't have done it without all of their efforts and all of your efforts. So thank you so much. This meeting is recessed till next week. Thanks. Great job, you guys.